Hi, this is David Orlofsky. Welcome to the Parshat in 5, where in 5 minutes we give you an insight into this week's Torah portion, which is Parshat Tetzaveh. Last year we talked about the important question why Moshe Rabbeinu is not in Parshat Tetzaveh, and the simple answer is if you had to pick one Parsha to be left out of, you would also pick Parshat Tetzaveh. It's somewhat complicated talking about all the different begodim of the Kohanim, but everything is there to teach us and to seek insight. So I want to talk about precious stones. You know, the Kohen Gadol wore a breastplate, and he had 12 stones representing Klal Yisrael on his chest. And each one had the name of a shevet that went along with it. And he carried that on his heart. Those are called the Avnei Miluim. But there's also the Avnei Shoham. What is that? He had a beged called an ephod, which is basically a backwards apron. Instead of having two straps with an apron that went on in the front of him, the apron went in the back of him with two straps. And it was attached to the choshen, to the breastplate, and that went behind him. And on the two shoulders went two gems called the Avnei Shoham, and the Avnei Shoham had the names of 6 Shvatim on one side and 6 Shvatim on the other side. In the words of the late comedian George Carlin, flammable, inflammable, non-inflammable. Seems like we could have done that in 2 words. How many stones with the names of Klal Yisrael does the Kohen need? He's got 2 of them on his shoulders with the names of Klal Yisrael, and he's got 12 of them on his chest with the names of Klal Yisrael. Aren't we overdoing the stones with the names of Klal Yisrael on them? So there's a profound message here in what it means to be the Kohen Gadol. The Kohen Gadol was there to take care of Bnei Yisrael in a different way than Moshe Rabbeinu. Moshe Rabbeinu was there to lead them. Aaron HaKohen was there to get them close to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, to be their link to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, to be their shliach, to do the avoda, to bring in. Kohen is a shliach, is a messenger. And that was his job. That's what he saw his job to be able to do. And he had to care for everyone in Klal Yisrael. Ad kedei kach, that if I was coming down a ladder and I wasn't paying attention and I lost my footing and I fell and I killed somebody, I have to go into Gullus until the Kohen Gadol dies. You know why? Because why didn't you prevent this from happening? Me? Yeah, why weren't you davening for every Jew to make sure that these kind of things didn't happen? We're holding you responsible. So the Kohen Gadol sees himself as responsible for every single Jew, even things that happen b'shogeg, unintentionally. So he has to carry the Jewish people on his shoulders, but he also has to keep them on his heart. So one is a sense of responsibility, but one is a sense of that emotional concern that Aaron HaKohen had, where he would make shalom ben ish leishto, and he would make shalom ben adam lechavero. He stood for peace and made peace between everybody. The result of this was that when Moshe Rabbeinu died, it says, V'yivku b'nei Yisrael. The men cried, but the women didn't cry. But when Aaron HaKohen died, V'yivku kol beis Yisrael, the women also cried because Aaron was beloved by everybody. And there are different types of leaders in Klal Yisrael. There are those who have to lead, and they're going to have to be what they call the bad cop. They're going to have to give them mussar and point things out and deal with that. And then there's the good cop. There's the one who's concerned with everybody. The 2 jobs are completely different. Yeah, Moshe and Aaron, we talked about this last year, that Moshe could not be the Kohen and be the manhig. The same person who's going to have to lead Bnei Yisrael with a stick is not going to be the same one who's going to lead Bnei Yisrael by carrying them on their heart and on their shoulders. Good Shabbos.